Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to Beacon Marketing's Weekly 5 Things You Know About Marketing this week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. This week we're going to be talking about marketing as a system, specifically why you should view marketing as a system. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is Roger talking about? First, I want to kind of give you a really simple definition of a system. A system is a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done, an organized framework or method. That is how it is described on the internet. So what does that mean for marketing? Well, as we'll get to here in a moment, marketing is difficult, or it can be difficult. It can be time consuming. You have, as a business owner, you have a lot of other things that you need to take care of on a day-to-day basis. Those things tend to be more urgent, such as handling a large order, dealing with a customer complaint, having a employee call in, or having to hire a new employee, dealing with financial stuff, dealing with stuff. If you have a brick and mortar store, maybe you have to clean it and that type of stuff. It's not that marketing is not important, it's just that it doesn't oftentimes appear as urgent as some of those other things that require you to quote unquote put out a fire. Marketing happens over time. The results you see happen over time, so it's not always something that you put on the front burner. However, if there was a way that you could effectively and efficiently promote your business that would allow you to still handle all that other stuff without having to necessarily put marketing on that front burner on the foreground, you should look into that. And one of the ways to do that is to create a system, that process, that framework for how everything is done. And this is a different way of thinking. I haven't seen many people think of it this way. But when you think of marketing in the ways that I'm going to be outlining here, you'll understand why you really should be considering and thinking about how of your marketing efforts as a system and how you can develop that. So the first thing, the first reason why you should view marketing as a system is that your processes are defined. So as you create content creation is a key component of marketing your business, because whether you're sending out short social media posts, longer email blogs, doing videos like this, it would behoove you to develop a process to get that done, because you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel every time you record a video, write a blog, or do anything. What that means is you don't want to have to sit down and say, how am I doing this? You want to be able to say, there's my camera, there's my tripod, here's the editing software, here's A, B, and C of how I'm going to do things. So once you are able to have those processes defined, you are able to work much more efficiently and effectively. You're able to get things done quicker, which means you spend less time on your marketing. You're still getting the work done, and it's important work, but you're not having to devote as much time, energy, and money to it because the processes are already there. You're not trying to think of how to do it. It's already outlined. And that's part of creating that. That's probably the basis. That's the core idea of the system. Next, and this ties into this next reason, is tied into your strategy, which we've talked about plenty of times. In your strategy, you define your goals. So the reason how that relates to your system is you could use those goals as a guiding principle for your system, because you could look at it and understand, are your actions, the actions that you're taking, are the procedures that you're setting forth, are they helping you get closer or further away from your goal? If they're getting you further away, then you should change them. You should update them, or you should scrap them all together. You should only do things that will help you move closer to that objective, and how it helps you communicate that message across the board. So that's number 2. Processes are defined, number 1. Goals are defined, number 2. Number 3 is you identify opportunities to improve. As you work through your process, you will begin to identify ways that you can improve it. You're not necessarily going to change everything whole cloth, but you're going to say, well, maybe I don't need to do it this way, or maybe I should do it in the morning versus the afternoon. Whatever that may be, you will identify ways to make those improvements. And the only way you could actually identify those improvements is by doing it repeatedly the same way, which is a process. Because as you do it, you'll be able to see, like, I always get caught up when I do this. Well, maybe I shouldn't do this, or I always get caught up for this reason. How can I eliminate that roadblock? And again, the only way you're able to do this is by doing the process repeatedly, and then if you do it, you're able to see ways that you can improve and then further become more effective and efficient. The next way is, and this is probably my favorite, is you get to teach others. If you have a defined process, that means you could teach it to somebody else. So eventually, you or maybe a key member of your staff does not have to do that process anymore. You could assign it to someone different because the process has already been outlined. That those steps that you have to take are already there. The person just has to follow. They're not having to come up with it every time. So if those processes aren't set, then it may be something like only you could do it, and that's not fair to you, or it's not right for you, because again, as a business owner, you have many things to do, and if you're constantly having to stop what you're doing to handle a marketing thing, and the reason you do that is because you're the only one that knows how it's done, then you're really shooting yourself in the foot. Next, and this is kind of like the culmination of everything, is you have more reliable results. Because those processes are set, your goals are defined, you keep constantly improving, and you're able to teach others, and they're able to learn and teach others, your results become more reliable. You're able to say, we know when we're going to have blogs that put out. We know when we're going to engage with our audience. And what that ends up being is we know how messaging is going to be received and how many leads we're going to get. And that all stems from that idea of developing a system of marketing that will allow you to become a more efficient marketer. And so the end result is that you end up being able to rely on results in terms of when stuff is being done, and ultimately how many leads you're going to get, what sort of revenue you're going to be able to see. And it's all because you set up those processes and you let those processes kind of form out into a system of marketing. I love this idea. Real quick recap, and I'll get to why I love it. So the 5 reasons you should view marketing as a system is: your processes are defined, your goals are defined, you identify opportunities to improve, you teach others, and yet you get to see more reliable results. And the reason I like this idea of a system, and the reason I have created a system of marketing for Beacon Marketing, is that it just makes things easier. I don't have to spend as much time, energy, or even money on promoting Beacon Marketing because everything's there. I usually create my social media messaging because I want it to be fresh and relevant. So I create the outline for the messaging every week, and because I have everything set up, if I'm really on my game and I'm not getting distracted by the dogs and my daughter, I could set it up in about an hour, which is very, very quick for a full week's worth of messaging. And a lot of times I go into detail and I plan it all out, and it's really organized and set in a way that I do it, and boom, 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 once it comes up, if I'm doing something on Instagram or LinkedIn and I see it, I'm able to put it out there and do a video or do a live update where it is so simple, and then I dip and do it, and I move on to my next task almost with that like it was nothing, because I've been able to put that work in. Okay, so that is why you should view marketing as a system. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think of this idea. Is it too complicated? Is it too kind of out there for you? Do you like it? Let me know. As always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff. I have not outlined the content for next month yet. I'll be doing that shortly. So just stay tuned. We're talking about some interesting stuff, no doubt. As always, thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it. My name is Roger Gallegos, founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. This has been Beacon Marketing's Weekly 5 things you know about marketing this week. You have a great one. Talk to you later.